Fishermen perish after drinking from mystery bottles they found in the ocean. A man was fined for squirting urine and flour onto women's dresses to chat them up. And a nude cruise is launching next year. The nude cruise. These are the weird stories. For what day is it, guys? It's Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast recorded in a closet. 4 men die after drinking from bottles found in the ocean. 4 Sri Lankan fishermen sadly have died, and another 2 are in critically ill condition after consuming an unknown liquid from bottles that they found while at sea. Seems a little risky to just drink out of bottles that you find at sea. You don't know what you're going to get. It could be some old poisonous rum that was on some pirate ship that was capsized. It may be 20-year-old Mountain Dew. These sailors were said to be on a fishing trip when they retrieved the bottles around 320 nautical miles from Tanjale, a town on the southern coast of the island. The Sri Lankan Navy told reporters the fishermen had drunk from the bottles thinking that they contained alcohol. Oh, these poor guys, these fishermen on the high seas just trying to have a good time, trying to take a break from their long day of fishing. They're like, oh, look what we found here. Yo-ho-ho and some bottles of rum. No, poison, we mean. We mean yo-ho-ho and some bottles of poison. Now, the Director General of the Sri Lankan Department of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources told the media that the Navy was attempting to bring them back to shore. He reportedly said that the Navy was providing medical attention as well to the men aboard the fishing vessel. They had concerns there was not enough time to return them to land for treatment. Now, it turns out the locals are pretty displeased with how the Navy handled this situation. The incident has reportedly prompted some protests in the coastal town located about 120 miles from the capital, Colombo. They're calling for the sailors who are still alive to be returned to the mainland. As you should. You should probably return them to the mainland. Why make them suffer any further, these poor guys? They already had a close call of drinking out of those mystery bottles. Authorities are also investigating the contents of the bottles. Yeah, you should start there. That would be a good place to... Yeah, you should investigate the contents of the bottles. What are we dealing with here? Is it some Red Bull that's gone beyond the expiration date? Are these bottles the remnants of some failed alchemical experiment from the 18th century? What is in it? And why? I still can't wrap my head around why you would just drink out of old bottles you found in the ocean. It just seems very odd to me. I mean, drinking 101, right? Maybe, just maybe this is how people in Sri Lanka get down. I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Sri Lanka. I don't hang out with Sri Lankans. Maybe this is how the weekend goes. You go out, you do a little fishing with your buddies. You know, you find some abandoned bottles of a mystery liquid and you start downing them, you know, just hitting the mystery liquid, seeing where the day takes you. A man is fined for squirting flour and urine on women to try to chat them up. Wow, I didn't know flirting was illegal now. Wow, you can't even romance a lady with a mixture of flour and urine these days, huh, guys? You know, remember the good old days when you could squirt a mixture of urine and flour on a lady's dress and then say, ooh, well, now that I have your attention, how do you do, milady? Next thing you know, you guys are so in love. Stories out of Singapore. Let's learn about this maniac who wanted to talk to some ladies in Singapore. He hatched a plan. Oh, I need a plan to talk to ladies. What could I come up with? Here's what I come up with. I'm going to soil their clothing with a mixture of my own urine and flour so that I can have an opportunity to break the ice between me and them. Sort of like a conversation starter. The mixture of my urine and flour thrown at them. This is the icebreaker I came up with. Guys, what happened to the old, hi, I'm Rob. How's your day going? I mean, that's not the best pickup line either, but I mean, as far as breaking the ice goes, It beats squirting urine and flour on people. I believe that's a crime as well. Can someone help me wrap my head around this way of thinking? How do you get from, I want to talk to more women to, I'm going to throw thick, doughy pee at them? Oh, it looks like my piss flower's on you. Anyway, what brings you here today? Did someone tell him to get a woman flowers, but he misunderstood that whole plan? Yeah, I'm trying to meet this lady. All right. Hey, I'll tell you right now. Here's what you do. Get her flowers. You're in. Oh, okay. So get her flour and urine? Is that what you're saying? How do you get here? All right. The guy in the story, his name is Tan Jun Hao. He's a 31-year-old Malaysian. Oh, what a surprise. We have a Muslim man who doesn't have comfortable relations with women. Would have never seen that coming. This guy was charged $1,200 after he pleaded guilty to using criminal force on one of the women. That's it, $1,200. You can use criminal force and sexually harass women in Singapore. $1,200 fine. Smuggle a little bit of cannabis in Singapore? The death penalty. What a strange place. Can you imagine? This guy, Tan Jun Hao, followed a 26-year-old woman as she was going up an escalator at the MRT station at 8:30 p.m. He then squirted the mixture that he concocted earlier that day in his home. It's a mixture of flour and urine. Yes, still trying to wrap my head around how you come up with flour and urine. He squirted the mixture, which was in a plastic bottle, on her dress as she was walking along a nearby overhead bridge. And then instead of stopping to speak to the woman, which was his whole plan, he actually walked past her. Now, according to the prosecutor, the accused intended to squirt the mixture on the clothes of ladies, especially young ladies wearing dark-colored bottoms, and then alert them that their clothes had been dirtied in order to create opportunities for him to talk to these ladies. Oh, this guy, guys, this guy, huh? What a plan. Good plan, bro. Good plan, bro. Do you have no friends? No one? You couldn't run that by anybody before you decided to do it? You couldn't run that by not one person? Couldn't run that by somebody? Yeah, your buddy in the cubicle next to you at work? Nothing? Your buddy that you're playing online games with? Couldn't run that by one other person? Your plan. Milady, yes, it seems you have been struck with my piss flower, yes. Well, perhaps we could go get some coffee and discuss this. Tan admitted that he had done the same tactic to two other unknown victims. He had also prepared red dye at his home, which he intended to mix into the liquid. The red dye pissy mixture he was saving for anyone wearing white. That's what that was for. The court documents did not state how the authorities actually managed to track Tan down before he was caught. Well, that's easy. You just look for the guy on the subway platform holding a bottle of piss dough, along with a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Did that come out right? No, it didn't. Yay! The Nude Cruise is launching next year. You guys down for the Nude Cruise? The Nude Cruise. Let's find out what exactly it is. I'm going to guess it's everybody's naked on the boat. I'm not too bright, though. I don't want to jump to conclusiones. This is a nude cruise. It is nude. It's going to set sail in February from Miami and go around the Caribbean. But passengers must follow specific rules about the nudity. Let's find out what those nude rules are. Where you can and cannot place your genitalia. Not at the buffet, Jimmy. The Big Nude Boat is a partnership. I love how they called it the Big Nude Boat. That's great. Just get right to it. The Big Nude Boat. Coming to a port near you. It's a partnership between Norwegian Cruise Lines, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, and a company called Bare Necessities, which is a specialist nude cruise travel company. Never heard of Bare Necessities. I guess they do specialty nude cruises. They can take up to 2,300 passengers on a trip that the company describes as stress-free and clothes-free experience. The Nude Boat. The Big Nude Boat. Over the course of 11 days, it'll take visitors to spots like Puerto Rico, the Bahamas, St. Lucia, and Martinique. as well as reserve 3 days for a nude day at sea. 3 days for a nude day at sea. I just assume they're always nude when they're at sea, and then when they go to these ports, then they put their clothes on, walk around a little bit, the beaches of St. Lucia, back on the boat, clothes are off, you're back on the Big Nude Boat. Got to get more details. What time is the orgy? Cabin prices start at $2,000 per person for a two-person cabin and reach up to $33,000 per person for a three-bedroom garden villa room. Who would spend that? $33,000 for a giant three-bedroom villa on a ship. The ship, the Norwegian Pearl, also has 16 dining options, 14 bars and lounges, a casino and a spa. It sounds like I'm doing an advertisement for Norwegian Cruise. I'm really not. I got no skin in the game here. I've never even been on a cruise. If I was going to go on a cruise, though, it wouldn't be the nude boat. I would go on Keith Sweat's cruise called the Sweat Hotel. Yeah. I don't know if he does this anymore, but he would have a bunch of fans. He would do some shows on a cruise, you know. Just always want to cruise around with Keith Sweat while he's doing his thing. I want to see you. You know, I just want to hang out on a boat with. I want to see you. Just think that would be fun. Bare Necessities says it wants to break down the barriers against social nudity and make clothing optional vacationing a viable and acceptable option for everybody, per their website. But does that mean that the cruise has specific rules about nudity, including strictly forbidding any photos being taken of passengers without their consent? You bet they do. At all times, passengers must avoid putting their naked butt on any surface as well. Well, you can't put your naked butt on any surface? Not even a beach chair when you're by the pool? This is according to the company guidebook, Standard Nudist Etiquette. They also need to wait for the ship to leave the dock before whipping off the clothes and must cover up if port authorities board the vessel. That seems reasonable. While dining rooms have a mandatory clothes-on policy, passengers can bear all at the self-service buffet area. Oh, yeah, you can be naked in the buffet area. How about that? Not in the dining room, but at the buffet. That's great. That's what you want to see, just people with disgusting bodies when you're at a buffet. Isn't that right? Look, I'm not trying to nudist shame, but most of those people in that community don't have the best bodies to look at, and I don't want to be looking at those bodies when I'm at a buffet, is all I'm saying. Is that a hot take? I just feel like it's reasonable behaviors. I don't have a lot of preferences in life, but that's one of them. This cruise is different from lifestyle cruises. Ooh, what are adult lifestyle cruises? Is that the swingers cruises, Yeah, they're talking about swingers cruises. You know those cruises. And we all switch places when I ring the bell. This attracts passengers specifically looking for a more sexually adventurous vacation, the swingers cruises. Bare Necessities says that social nudity is not a sexual activity, and its policies prohibit fondling or inappropriate touching, and lingerie, fetish wear, and excessive genital jewelry. So you can't have inappropriate fetish wear. So ain't nobody can say, bring out the gimp. Bring the gimp to the buffet. Not on this ship. The vice president of Bare Necessities says nudism is about leaving all judgment behind. And in case you're wondering, the captain and the crew on these cruises are not nude. Instead, they are responsible for doing their typical day jobs and ensuring the dress codes are enforced. So guys, if you're looking for something exciting to do this summertime, something a little off the beaten path, do the nude cruise, man. The nude cruise, traveling on a big nude boat. The nude cruise, playing shuffleboard with my ass hanging out. You know how it goes, guys. Take me with you. Yay! Hey, what's up, guys? How my friends doing over there? How my loyal listeners? You guys doing okay? You staying caffeinated? I got a little beverage right here. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it feels good. What's wrong with having a siesta in the middle of the afternoon, huh? Nothing wrong with that, guys. Don't let your life coaches keep you down, guys. Those life coaches, they don't know how to live. They call themselves life coaches, but it's all work, 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 work. No sangria in the afternoon. You got to get back to work, guys. Life coaches. Listen, I got some people I need to thank. I mean, big time supporters of the show. First of all, Steamy Baby. I don't know who Steamy Baby is, but Steamy Baby sounds badass. Steamy Baby joined the Patreon. Steamy Baby sounds like someone that likes to hang out at nudist retreats. Perhaps the Nude Cruise. Steamy Baby joined the Patreon, which is really cool. It's like that's a great way to show your support by joining the Patreon. You get extra. You get good feelings when you join the Patreon. You're supporting a guy, in a closet, trying to just make some kind of content here 5 days a week, for very few ears. Anyways, it's good. Now Steamy Baby's on the Patreon. There's a couple other people, new people in the Patreon here. We also have Kent. Kent, yeah, like Clark Kent, just Kent. Kent joined the Patreon as well, so we want to give Kent a shout out. And make sure Kent understands that we recognize generous individuals when we see them here on the Weird AF News podcast. And anybody that joins the Patreon is a straight up generous G in my book. So shout out to Kent. Another person joined the Patreon. 3 people joining the Patreon. So excited. Lessa Turpin. I hope I pronounced that correctly. It could be Lisa Turpin. Lisa with an E. I mean, people get a little crazy these days with the names, you know what I'm saying? Could be Lisa Turpin. It could be Lessa Turpin. Anyways, either way, this woman is showing the utmost support for the Weird AF News podcast by joining the Patreon. So we just want to give Lessa Turpin a shout out as well. Please, guys, enjoy the extra content in the Patreon. I want to put some stuff in there later today. There's some good stuff in there. Enjoy that. It's a good feeling that you have knowing that you're supporting the arts. You're a patron of the arts now. You're kind of like one of those, what do they call them, philanthropists. Kind of like, someone that gives back. It's a good feeling. Listen, if you're trying to get into heaven, if you're thinking to yourself, I need to get into heaven, how do I do it? Well, you join Jonesy's Patreon. That's how you get into heaven. For sure. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews. It's the Patreon for the Weird AF News podcast. It's a nice little community of people in the group. Well over 100. They're superstars. Big time super fans of the show. It's a great place to be if you're a super fan of the show. Join it. You can also download the Patreon app on your phone and do a search for Weird AF News, or go to weirdafnews.com, the official website, and click on the Patreon banner. That's how you do it right. Do it with me. Wanna do it right. Do it with me. So anyways, you guys think about saving up for the nude boat? I'll go if you go. Could do. But it might be fun if we just maybe a bunch of us get together, we go on a swingers cruise instead. That'd be pretty wild. I've never been on a cruise ship ever, not once in my life, because it just seems like a floating prison to me. So, but I'm sure it's a lot of fun. I'm sure it's, if you like to eat, it looks like that would be for you, but I'm not I don't need to be stuffing my face all day, every day. That just makes me sleepy, Anyways, I don't know, maybe there's all you can eat sushi on those damn things, which I'd be a big fan of that. Wow, I'm going on and on. Anyways, yeah. Thank you all. Love you. Good luck with your life, man. Yeah.